Before we begin today's show, I just want to take a moment to send my condolences to the family of Stephen Twitch Boss. Many of you know him from the Ellen DeGeneres show. Many of you know him from So You Think You Can Dance, and many of you know him from his collective account on TikTok with his wife Allison. Masking is a real thing, and severe depression is also a real thing. If you are having those thoughts, please reach out or contact 988. They will bring you help. They will help you through it. You will not have to sit in a long line like most suicide hotlines, but please reach out. Do not give yourself a permanent solution to a very temporary issue. Once again, my condolences and the condolences of the entire podcast goes out to the family of Stephen Twitch Boss.
Tickets all over the world, and the only people that found them was English-speaking Caucasian.
That's really funny. But also, Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl was supposed to be black. He was originally authored as a black character, according to Roald Dahl's widow. And I'm still saying that Roald Dahl was a gigantic racist. This is proven by many of his actions and writings in history, right? But the character was supposed to be black. And then according to his widow, the agent was like, hey, no one's going to be able to understand. They're going to ask, why is he a black person? Why can't he be a white person? And then the book won't sell well. So they made the character white. That's how you maintain white domination, right? But I think it's interesting that in this first version of this book, the Oompa Loompas were black slaves. They were pygmies who were brought over from Africa. And Charlie was supposed to be a black character from a poor intergenerational family who receives the beneficence of the white capitalist overlord who got all of his riches.
Good evening. Thank you for joining me here with Conversations with Taz for Wednesday Night with the Ginger, better known as Get Into It with Taz and Chris.
It's double ginger.
Yeah, we're doing it. I am feeling my Scarlet Witch phase. I really am.
Yes.
I even made my nails red to go with it.
Harry and Meghan would appreciate your ginger.
Yes. Okay, so tonight, as always, we have a cornucopia, a potpourri, if you will, of topics. One quick caveat: if you have Tubi, Tubi, it's a free streaming service, and you want a good giggle and a good twist on the whole Ebenezer Scrooge story, there is a movie on there called A Christmas Karen. Yes, it's legitimately called A Christmas Karen. Watch it and have a good laugh. This is not a movie to be taken seriously at all. I'm just saying, if you're like me and really don't have a Christmas spirit, but you like a good giggle, it is a good movie for you. It is. Don't expect high budget. None of that. Okay. Just
We're not talking.
expect.
This isn't Steven Spielberg.
No. Just expect giggles. Okay. It's. But let's get into it. Trump is going crazy on Truth Social.
Yeah, that thing still works.
Uh, it,
It's like a Betamax.
well, here's the thing. When I went through the latest updates, and because you can no longer download it, and even if you could, there's such a waiting list. Remember how long it took me to get in. I did not realize I only downloaded it on one Apple product, not on any of my Android products. And for those of y'all that are like, you got both, Taz, I work in IT. I have to have both. Duh. Um, it's so glitchy. I can't really see a lot of the posts. Like I'll get like every 15th post that comes up. Everything else is either pixelized or it says that somebody didn't put something up, but I see screenshots from other people. But I did find someone who did catch the nitty gritty, and
I thought you were going to say it would redirect you to the Tesla site.
I'm waiting for that to happen. But y'all don't drink anything through this 30-second video because it's cringy, it's funny, it's cringy, it's crispity crackly cringy. Just take a look.
So Donald Trump is going on a really weird Truth Social posting spree right now, including a picture of him dressed up as a superhero. He said, America needs a superhero with this really strange video saying, I'll be making a major announcement tomorrow, thank you. Maybe it's that healthcare plan he promised 4 years ago. Regardless, Donald Trump is unhinged. Did he really think that posting this would make him look good? Because it doesn't. It makes him look like an egotistical maniac.
That definitely doesn't come from Stan Lee.
Like, does he think he's Iron Man? And who
Mango,
who put
Mango
together
Man?
that graphic for him? Because
Okay.
we know he did not. I feel like this is something Barron Trump put together to make fun of his father, and Trump was like, "Ooh, thank you, son. I'm going to use this." No,
Fred Jr.
and yeah, and whatever the announcement is, once I find out, I will let y'all know. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. He's teaming with.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
officially teaming with Elon.
and they're even beefing. That's the thing.
Yeah, they should be like besties.
They should. Uh, Before we go forward, let me say this. I did not put together something here, just because my schedule is crazy. But if you check my Instagram, I did put the full article on there. But keep in your minds and hearts, today is officially the 10-year anniversary, I hate to say it this way, of the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting. There are survivors that are currently telling their story online. Please support them as you see them. If you see any hate comments, deal with the hate comments for them. Let them grieve, let them heal, let them, because sometimes talking about it in public helps people, sometimes it doesn't. So if they're willing to share with you their healing process, protect them. That's all I'm asking.
Right. There's no time.
Now
There
there
is no
is a
timeline on grieving. I was going to say because there is no
ain't
timeline on grieving. I mean,
you
everyone's
find your
everyone's.
new normal, and finding your new normal may take the rest of your days. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and be like, time heals all wounds. No,
No.
nothing heals a wound.
And
An
there's nothing,
emotional wound.
and there's nothing worse than somebody else saying, "Aren't you over it yet?" Or "You're still grieving," or "You still, you know, you'll be all right." I mean, those. Yeah, there's such a long laundry list of what you have
Or
to
in
live up
my
to.
case, when nobody wanted to show up to take care of the people that I had to watch die, go behind my back. She went crazy. No, I didn't go crazy. I just didn't want to deal with you anymore.
Right.
Why are you awake?
Oh no.
Anywho, there is the Wayland effect that is happening on social media since the prison swap that we talked about from the beginning when the prisoner swap was first brought to the table. We brought that up here on this channel. But there is the Wayland
Oh,
effect going on. Let's get
just
into it, and we'll talk to y'all in 2 and 2.
Okay, I will not lie. Just like everyone else, I saw this all over Facebook, and it's the Marine versus Brittany Griner. And I saw Brittany Griner's crimes, and I was like, honestly, I think it's a petty crime. She shouldn't be in jail for it. But honestly, Russia is extremely strict, and I understand that you do have to follow other countries' laws when you go there. So I kind of was like, I understand. So when I saw this, I was like, wait, what? Who is he? Because there's got to be a good reason he's sitting in jail right now. So I did the research just like you, and I found out he is a citizen of 4 different countries. He is a U.S. Marine who was discharged on bad conduct. Not even dishonorably discharged. It was on bad conduct, which is worse. So then I started Googling, and this is what I found. Attempted larceny, abandoning his duties, even though everyone defending him saying, how could you? He fought for the U.S. No, he was abandoning his duties. He made a false official statement on record, so lying on stand. But he was using another person's social security number to steal all their social security benefits, aka stealing from the United States government. No, he wasn't fighting for them. He was stealing from them. So thank you for going viral with this TikTok, because he needs to be put in his place so bad. Brittany smoked a vape pen, which 99% of America has. I don't even smoke, and I've tried a vape pen. But I can tell ya, most Americans haven't been stealing from the U.S. government with someone else's social security number.
Now, if you remember the other night, I told y'all I did as much research as I could and couldn't find out when or how Waylon got his citizenship. Now, we know he and his parents and his family moved here when he was a teenager, and he was encouraged to travel. But if you're a citizen, why do you need somebody else's social security number to get social security benefits? Now, I do know this. Immigrants majoritively do not qualify for social security benefits. Are there some outliers? Yeah, because I gave a speech about this in undergraduate in a speech class that I took, and there was one little Karen in the making, a Becky, a Haley, if you will, that was like, my mother is Canadian and she gets social security benefits. Your mother is a liar and she's lying to the government, and y'all gonna get all y'all shit seized.
yeah, she don't really know French.
Now, my professor did not like my response, but here's the thing. If you've been naturalized as a citizen, as he claims and his family claims, he would collect Social Security. The fact that he used somebody else's Social Security number to collect benefits, my question is, are you conservative sycophants fighting for the United States to gain freedom for a criminal, a spy, if you will, that's not even a citizen here? Are you fighting for an illegal immigrant?
Remember, we're talking about people that don't research. We're talking about people that take what somebody who they probably like says and runs with it without ever looking into whatever it may be, a person, a thing, a subject, whatever it is. They are not the ones that are out there like people like us that may actually go in Google or go into and look at not just the information, but look at the source of the information and look at where it's coming from and see that it's credible before we will make our own opinion about something. And they do not. They do the opposite. They're just out there for, okay, tell me how I should think. What should I think about that? Oh, we should all hate this. Or
Mhm.
Brittany was
And
like the perfect storm for them because they would have not liked her anyways, whether she was in Russia or not. Um, so the fact that
she's a black queer
yeah,
woman who's a
yes,
professional athlete
mm,
that has no problem standing up against the man for what's right. But my thing is, conservatives, y'all do
mm,
realize you're now fighting in favor for an illegal immigrant, an undocumented immigrant, to receive sanctuary within the United States. Haven't y'all spent years not
mm,
wanting sanctuary cities? Build the wall. Like, but you let
mm,
the Ukrainians in that were the complexion for protection. And now you're fighting for Paul Whelan that we have no proof, no
yep,
confirmation that he was a citizen. Because let's remember
mm,
last week, conservative Republicans voted against allowing those who immigrate into the country, whether you immigrate with the I or immigrate with the E. If you want to know the difference, Google is free. Um, the right to citizenship after serving in the United States military. So you can't even say, oh, well, y'all said that's not supposed to be a thing.
yep. They never did start that wall in
And
the north.
he was a reservist that was a clerk. Now, I'm not trying to diminish anybody's service, but stop saying somebody made a sacrifice when they're sitting in the office answering emails and returning faxes. Y'all sound like the same dum-dums that wanted to blame Hillary Clinton for a bombing, where people were like, well, we were emailing her. Who is under bomb attack that's emailing a secretary of state and not their next in command? That lets me know y'all don't know the job description, the qualifications, what you are responsible for any level, whether on the state level or the federal level, of what a secretary of state. What was
Well,
Hillary
well,
supposed to do?
we've seen what's on the right side of the house. So
But these are
we've
the same people who think that Nancy Pelosi had the power to call for the National Guard when the president and vice president was still very much alive. Lord Jesus.
yeah,
Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and a billy goat.
that's another thing. They be using Jesus like he's partisan.
Knowing that they would have hated Jesus as well, and
Mm-hmm.
they'd have called him every name in the book.
Mm-hmm. He didn't. He broke bread, but we didn't get the same number of pieces. We didn't get more pieces than the other people.
He believed in socialism. Socialism is fascism. And he's with that Antifa. And he believes in the Black Lives Matter. How much you want to bet he got some of the millions? Look at that Jesus over there. Oh, and he's Jewish? Oh, we can't be a. They would
we
have
saw
said it all.
we saw Antifa on the Nile. They were coming by boat. They were coming.
They would have. Antifa was at that dinner with him. Didn't y'all kill him after the dinner? Because he had Antifa there. And he had on a Black Lives Matter t-shirt and held one of them flags behind him. Did you see the flag behind? And he had some drag queens at dinner with him. He had to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He would have.
I
We
swear
we
that
really
they are
Jesus would have been
comical.
we definitely would have thought that Jesus would have been against the Right to Marriage Act. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he really just hated different people. He looked at everyone different. Yeah, right. Yeah. Mm. I don't know who they know, but their Jesus isn't Jesus I know. Their Jesus is Jesus from some other place.
That part. Now the two videos that we couldn't show last night, I'm gonna show back to back here. We're gonna run through those quickly. Uh, yeah, Elon Musk keeps stepping into it, and there's some articles to go along with this. But after we run through all of the videos, I'm gonna circle back to all
Let's
of the
call him
articles.
Elon Musty. Must.
He,
Because he's must.
yeah, because he
Yeah.
screams, "I don't wash my ass." But here we go.
So Neuralink's killed about 1,500 animals since the start of 2020, and if you don't know what Neuralink is, it's a medical device company owned by Elon Musk whose sole purpose is to get chimps to talk to computers using their thoughts. I'm obviously oversimplifying, but it's essentially a project to have a hybrid organic and silicone chip implanted into human beings so that we can interface with the world around us just by sheer thought. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm hungry, let me get DoorDash, and you just think of the order and it comes to you. Kind of like how this monkey's playing Pong while thinking about the paddle moving. So on the screen, every time he thinks of going left or right, he gets a reward with a banana smoothie in that straw.
It's kind of a fun game, so I guess the point I'm trying to make is we care a great deal about animal welfare.
So before I talk about the crazy animal cruelty stories that the government's currently investigating Elon for, I just want to go on record to say, the impact of this project on humanity would be massive if completed. It'll help blind people, see, that have never seen before, or it'll help paraplegics walk again. The impact of this project on humanity is massive, but some of these horror stories on these monkeys are insane. In some cases, monkeys were chewing their own fingers and toes off after having holes drilled inside their head to fit the implant. And in other cases, they installed the implant in incorrect places where they're miscounted a vertebrae, and so they went crazy and started banging their heads on the glass. It's kind of insane how they self-mutilated themselves. And I mean, looking at that number, most recently, 15 out of 23 monkeys are not making this surgery out alive, so I don't know, it's something to think about. And the reason why we're getting all this information is because the employees are so dissatisfied with how Musk is running the company that they decide to whistleblow on themselves.
This video is being made, of course, for educational purposes only. Having said that, Elon Musk is continuing to prove that he is one of the least likable people on the planet. This dude takes to Twitter and says, "My pronouns are prosecute Fauci." Haha. And then we've got MTG responding with, "I affirm your pronouns, Elon." Second place, Carrie Lake responds with, "Music to my ears." And then Dolan Jr. replies with, "This times 1,000. And that right there was a perfect example of how shit attracts flies. Aside from the fact that this just isn't funny, prosecute him for what? Prosecute him for how America's handled COVID? Why? For those of you that aren't aware, Elon Musk tweeted this back in March of 2020 referring to COVID, saying, "Based on current trends, probably close to 0 cases in US by end of April. We are now in December of 2022. COVID is still here." And since Elon Musk's tweet, there have been over 101 million COVID cases in the US alone, over 1.1 million deaths in the US alone, and thankfully, as you can see down here at the bottom, over 98 million recovered. Aside from Elon Musk just being generally wrong, and also being exposed as a far-right Autinay apologist, this dude's painfully unfunny. I've said this before, but the only reason why I'm still on Twitter is because that's where I get a lot of my content that I talk about in videos. If it wasn't for that, I promise y'all, I would not be on Twitter right now. Man, I mean, can we get real about Twitter for a second? Twitter has changed so much. There is so much far-right nonsense. He's reinstated so many racists. So many accounts that were banned for hate speech and inciting violence, he's just reinstating because, oh, free speech. Yet he bans accounts left and right and or fires people for publicly disagreeing with him. How does Elon have fanboys? What is there to stand? I don't understand. All Elon does is post fake news, conspiracy theories, condemn the left, and he's reinstated so many Twitter accounts that are anti-trans to help perpetuate his own anti-trans beliefs. I need somebody else to buy Twitter, please. I do not believe Elon wants to keep Twitter. I do believe there is somebody out there who would be willing to buy it. They probably underbid him, and that's probably what he'd have to accept. But somebody please buy Twitter. And then immediately ban Elon and all the accounts he's reinstated.
No, I think
I kind of want to buy. I kind of want to buy Twitter for Christmas, but this is what I mean when I say somebody who comes from money and claims to be in a science-based industry, aka tech, is not necessarily smart. And Chris, you know this. Oh, it charcoals my biscuits. Beyond burns them. It charcoals my biscuits. When I see people who proclaim to be the top of their industry, and it's a science-based industry,
yeah.
and they
Or the
go against all science.
or the auto
And
industry.
let's not forget, Elon Musk is somebody who lied about the death of an infant child that he had who died of SIDS. SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But y'all want to keep believing
Let's
he's so brilliant. Okay.
let's put him on that first flight, first test. Let's go. Let's shoot him up into space. Let's see how far he gets, because we know they probably haven't come up with any way to bring him back.
He is one of those people that will turn the United States into the real life Pixar film WALL-E.
Yeah. Yeah. I like WALL-E.
We just wouldn't survive as long as they did. We wouldn't be able to resurrect the planet because as much as he hates science and puts the profit margin above anything. First of all, he is a ghetto queen just like Trump. He pays himself in profits, in profit shares from stocks. Okay. He pays himself in stock options. Therefore, everything that he is living off of, guess what? Why do y'all think he keeps running back to the White House and trying to buddy up with whoever is in the White House? See, Obama and Biden are like, no, dude, we see what you're doing. Fuck you, go on. And that's why him and Trump are beefing. Even though he tried to bring Trump back to Twitter, he did not, do a simple search on the internet to see that Trump is under a non-compete clause. He can't post. If he posts on Truth Social, he has to post at least a minimum of like 5 or 6 times a day. And it has to be 6 hours after the last post that he can post anywhere else. Well, 6 hours later, what is he going to say? Because he can't say anything new.
Can't wait 6 hours.
And not to mention his non-compete says he can't say something new. So he has to repeat something that people have already sat on for at least 6 hours.
Yeah.
And we know how much I loathe the people who will post something, say, on TikTok, and then post that video on YouTube, post that video on Facebook, post that video on Twitter. And it's like, we already saw it, boo. You want us to follow you on all these different accounts for us to see the same shit. That's where Trump would end up. That's the one smart move that Trump has made. That's it.
Right. Exactly.
But if y'all remember, all week I done told y'all, Christian Walker is going through an awakening and is clapping back. But now the Republican Party has pissed off Christian Walker to the point where he's like, fuck me and the Wizard of Oz. Let me remove the whole curtain. Here we go.
Bro. I can't stand either one of them. Following is the conversation between Herschel Walker's campaign and Herschel Walker's son. Would you be opening to talk to Herschel Walker about the messaging stuff? I'm at Starbucks. What do you mean by messaging? Stop being a moron on TV. Read your playbook before opening your mouth. You know, the usual. O, the T. Somebody let me know when the meltdown happens.
So there is a playbook to follow. They were trying to control Christian Walker, who already started going off the rails and saying stuff even before he started exposing his father. And now we have confirmation that after, what was it, 2 or 3 interviews they did together, we didn't see Herschel or Christian together anymore before Herschel went way down the rabbit hole and Christian was like, pump the brakes, Papa boy. Here's the truth of the matter. So
They were out to dinner with Candace Owens.
yeah, who's grooming who? Who's manipulating who?
Candace Owens knows about manipulation. Yeah.
But from one foot in the mouth to another. Now, we saw the other day here on this channel where Marjorie Taylor Greene said that if she was in charge of the January 6th self-coup, aka insurrection, there would have been weapons. Baby girl, there were weapons, even bombs, and that it would have been successful. Y'all, it got worse. It
definitely have
got worse.
Would we have done that
It got
and not had weapons? Yeah, you all did. You all did.
Yeah, but her speech got worse. And y'all probably like, Taz, how did it get worse? Oh, I'm always gonna bring the receipts. This is how it got worse. Here we go.
Following video was made for educational purposes only. Nonetheless, this week I came across my timeline with a video of Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of her glory talking about Joe Biden and impeachment, all that good stuff, and I'm having a bit of a hard time following what she's trying to say. Fair warning, everybody, brain cells may be obliterated.
And I think I've introduced like 7 or 8, or I don't know where I'm at now, articles of impeachment on Joe Biden over the past 2 years. And while I don't want to impeach a president for political reasons, I definitely think Joe Biden should be impeached.
I don't want to impeach a president for political reasons, but I definitely think Joe Biden needs to be impeached. So, are you saying it's personal? Like, I'm honestly not sure what you were trying to say there. I've heard you misspeak before, though, so is what you really meant to say you normally don't like impeaching presidents for political reasons, but you think Joe Biden's the exception, or what? And even then, you don't like impeaching presidents for political reasons? That doesn't even make any sense. Of course, this video of MTG came out recently.
Joe Biden, you're not a president. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, it sounds to me like her issues with Joe Biden are not political necessarily, but they are definitely personal. Also, aside from the fact you recorded this at the gym for some reason, I have a question. Why does your nose take up a third of your face? Talk about our creator doing somebody dirty, know what I'm saying? Georgia, while y'all made me happy that you voted for Raphael Warnock over Herschel Walker, I don't think I'm able to forgive you guys for voting for Marjorie Taylor Greene over Marcus Flowers. This is the woman that y'all wanted representing your state? A woman who seasons her turkey with tinfoil? The fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene has not only filed so many articles of impeachment that she's not even sure on the exact number, but that none of them have gotten Biden impeached? You'd think she'd take a hint. Biden hasn't done anything wrong, unlike Trump, who, has had multiple lawsuits over his head. Marjorie Taylor Greene just hates Biden. Know that when I say this, I mean it with my whole damn chest. I am hoping, beyond hope, that whoever faces Marjorie Taylor Greene this next coming election cycle destroys her in the polls. I need common sense to prevail, and for Georgians to elect somebody else.
Now, let me give y'all a little bit of history about the county that Marjorie Taylor Greene moved to in order to get elected. Now, there are countless accounts all over social media, videos, written posts, etc. These people will vote Republican because they're registered as Republican, but know that their Republican candidates aren't shit. Pause, rewind that, re-listen to it, come back. That's the problem with the Republican Party. This is why I don't go on to that, just vote down the ticket. No, I don't subscribe. You've never heard me say, vote blue no matter who. No. I tell y'all to look at each individual candidate because when you look, just like last week, or it might have been the week before, my apologies, where I showed you a holiday parade that Marjorie Taylor Greene was involved in, and she got booed from her constituency. They don't want her there. But guess what, y'all? You're going to keep having her represent you when you consider the party lines more important than the best interest of you, your family, your friends, and your neighbors. Stop going, oh, because I've registered as this. There are other parties out there, and it is time for us to. I never say this, but when it comes to politics, it is true. We need to go back to the roots of this country. Why all of a sudden did we decide to have a two-party system when this country was never founded on a two-party system and did not have a two-party system until motherfuckers that are alive today decided you had to be Democratic or Republican and anything else was taking the votes away from other people. Stop being afraid to go out and vote for other people who are better suited for the country. Stop feeling like you can only vote Democrat or Republican. They're both shit. Yeah, there was a party switch. Whoop de fucking woo. And in that party switch, other parties evolved. Other parties already existed. You don't have to. This is like going to Baskin Robbins and telling Baskin Robbins you shouldn't have 32 flavors. You should just have chocolate and vanilla and the white vanilla, not the originating black vanilla. Like, what the fuck, Karen?
Yeah. Yeah. So you wonder why there are a lot of people out there that are unaffiliated. And that's growing. Those numbers are growing big time. To the point where it's like you're throwing all these people that, yeah, I used to be with Team A and I used to be with Team B. Well, we're all here standing in the gymnasium looking around like, hey, you here? Yeah, but I don't really see eye to eye with you, but we're in the same boat. Like, we don't want to be with A or B, but we're kind of here anyways. Like, what do we do? There's a whole lot of people just floating around. It does allow you, being unaffiliated, at least for me, I feel that sense of freedom. I don't feel that blood oath where I've put blood in and sworn, the Godfather.
Exactly. And that's
But
why you have people like Kirsten Cinema, who's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna register as independent, so she can just vote Republican how she wants to, and think that she can mind fuck sycophants into just keep voting me back in as a Republican, as a Democrat, or as an independent. I'm here for the people." No, you're here for
still
yourself.
not. Still not.
And folks, the politicians that get into politics just to increase their profitability. You see it. Why do you keep re-voting them back into office? That's a sickness. Get a therapist for that.
Yeah. But not one that Elon may use. No, he doesn't use. Or Bobert. No.
But here's a little snippet of news that I don't think most people knew about coming from the Associated Press. The Trump Organization was secretly held in contempt for hindering probe. Donald Trump's company impeded a grand jury investigation last year by repeatedly failing to turn over evidence in a timely fashion, leading to a secret contempt finding and a $4,000 fine, according to court records made public Tuesday. The Trump Organization was found to have been willfully disobeying 4 grand jury subpoenas and 3 court orders to the detriment of Manhattan prosecutors who were left ill prepared to question witnesses, Judge Juan Manuel Merchant ruled. The subpoenas in March, April, May, and June 2021 preceded the Trump Organization's July 2021 indictment on criminal tax fraud charges for helping executives avoid taxes on company paid perks. The company was convicted this month and faces a fine of up to $1.6 million. Yes, not looking too good for airdrop.
Yeah, there's that accent. So international.
And from one grifter to the next. Coming from WLWT, Elizabeth Holmes' former partner gets
Ooh.
nearly 13 years in Theranos case. A judge on Wednesday sentenced former Theranos executive Ramesh Sunny Balkwani to nearly 13 years in prison for his role in the company's blood testing hoax, a sentence slightly longer than that given to the CEO, who was his lover and accomplice in one of Silicon Valley's biggest scandals. First of all, let me be real with y'all. They gave him more time because of the age gap between the two of them and the fact that he pursued her so hard into the relationship. But when all the information came out, this man was left in the dark. Now, he fought to cover for her because he thought that they were in love and she skipped out on him, had kids she didn't want because she thought, oh, if I'm a wife and a mother, they won't put me behind bars. That bitch still got 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, 11 years. My mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was behind getting the so-called machine to do what it was supposed to do, but obviously we know what happened with that. Um,
She kept stepping in and intervening and
she wanted that dream to come true. Mm.
now it's not a Wednesday night if we don't talk about a little sports. So, coming from LarryBrownSports.com, Robert Griffin III, RG3 for those of y'all in the know, apologizes after using anti-black slur. Robert Griffin III apologized on Monday night for something he said during ESPN's Monday Night Countdown show. Griffin is one of the analysts on ESPN's Monday Night Football pregame show. The crew is breaking down the NFC playoff picture, and RG3 was talking about the 12-1 Philadelphia Eagles. He talked up Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts. People said that Jalen Hurts couldn't get it done. He could not break from the pocket. He's not the quarterback of the future. I think he proved all those jigaboos wrong, Griffin said. First of all, RG3, that wasn't a slip. That was intentional because who just has jigaboos in their dialect, in their vocabulary? And given the hefty amount of non-white individuals in the NFL, you what you thought you were going to get a pass, didn't you? You thought you were going to get a pass because of who all owns all of these media companies. You thought that the Trump crowd was going to come and pat you on the back like, "Oh, that was a great analysis."
Yeah,
Did you
that
forget
can
that you
yeah
were on
that
a panel with
yeah
nothing
that
but black men?
yeah the Kansas thing.
Oh, he definitely did, and he forgot that his co-host are black,
Mm-hmm.
blackety black,
Mm-hmm.
and mostly retired football players that will. Mm, I guess he
Yeah,
wanted to catch them hands.
yeah, yeah.
But from one idiot to the next, Tom Brady, why don't you worry about your damn failing marriage and impending divorce and the fact that your kids don't want to fuck with you instead of messing with my damn team? Coming from
Oh,
CBSSports.com, Tom
oh.
Brady takes subtle dig at Bengals, fairly
Ooh,
tough
no,
defense ahead of Buccaneers Week 15
no,
matchup.
not the Bengals. That's the one area he can't go because we know
Tom
we know
Brady,
we know.
bitch, it'll be on site. But here we go. Tom Brady echoed his former coach's famous phrase when mentioning the Buccaneers' upcoming opponent in Week 15. But unlike anything Bill Belichick would do, Brady gave his opponent some bulletin board material. Fresh off the 35-7 blowout loss in San Francisco, Brady and his teammates will host the defending AFC champions who have won 5 straight games after defeating the Browns at home this
Ooh,
past Sunday. Sunday's loss dropped the Buccaneers to 6-7. We're on to Cincinnati, Brady said during the last episode of his Let's Go podcast. Great team, great young quarterback, fairly tough defense, good skill players. They do a lot of things well. We're going to have to put everything we've got to do. Fuck you. You can't cheat. You middle-aged, zombie-looking son of a bitch that couldn't even keep a supermodel happy, and all you had to do was be home. You Vienna sausage dick motherfucker. Keep my team's name out of your motherfucking mouth.
Joe Cool will show him.
Because, once again, let me repeat, the defending AFC champions. Bitch, what the fuck? You are the defending Deflategate.
Deflategate.
Get on my goddamn. You can't win without cheating, bitch. You can't win, child.
He used to go.
You can't get over
He used to
this
golf with Trump.
game.
What do you think?
We know that's all he was doing because he sure the fuck wasn't golfing in or around Gisele Bundchen.
Or any kids that has his blood.
You're gonna have to put everything. You gonna try to cheat, bitch? Because when was the last time somebody put championship behind you? You know what? You Resident Evil zombie looking motherfucker. You Mayo sapien out in the middle of the Sahara, doused in gasoline, some of my bitch. Shut the. You know what?
They should bring back Vontae's Burfict just to take him out. Because we know what Burfict used to do.
First of all, Hoosh. Come talk to me, Hoosh.
That's on offense. Yeah.
Hoosh.
Yeah.
Look at me, Hoosh. Look at me, Hoosh. Just come back for this one game. Just tap dance. just tap dance over his defensive line. Hoosh. And Chad, I know you watching, Chad. I know you. I'm gonna at you on Twitter after this, Chad.
Chad. He's in Qatar. He's doing the World Cup.
Chad, pick up the phone.
He's
give that impeccable, pregame speech that you used to give, Chad. I know the speeches you used to give, Chad.
Chad's doing the soccer thing right now. I don't know where that came from, but he's doing the World Cup thing.
He doing a little bit of everything. Okay, we still follow each other on Twitter. He doing a little bit of everything. And yes, Chad, you're blowing up my notifications. I don't even know who else adds me on Twitter at this point. Because it's 67 fucking notifications of you giving, you know what? I do like the play-by-play. Let me stop complaining before I have one less friend. Now, the idiot of the hour. If you do not follow my blog, go to the link. It's in my link tree here on all of my social media platforms. And you'll see what I feel about Kanye. So don't DM me later telling me to be benevolent. Fuck you and your whole line, because this mother. Anywho, coming from Vice.com. Basically, Kanye is still trying to tunnel to the center of hell. Kanye keeps circling the bottom, hit with more cancellations. After months of anti-Semitic rants, Ye is now finding out few people want to talk to him. He already knew that. Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, is continuing to circle the drain as his campaign to run for president hits embarrassing low after embarrassing low. One, y'all need to realize he is still begging Trump to be his running mate, like begging, like Django level begging. Okay, Sambo level begging, and he's still covering his face, saying,
"Yeah,
Kanye, you make my soul itch."
Kanye, bitch has a better chance of being his running mate than you.
Moscow Mitch the bitch has a better chance of getting into heaven or being reincarnated into something pleasant above Kanye at this point. Okay. Kanye is about to be reincarnated into foot fungus. All right. Like,
Yeah. Coming from Mitch, I mean, this is how bad it gets. The guy voted against the Right to Marriage Act, which has interracial in it. He's married.
to a whole Asian woman.
Right. So he voted against his marriage. Go figure. That's what comes out of the Commonwealth sometimes.
Sometimes all the fucking time. Shit.
Or Cameron. Yeah.
This damn Commonwealth gives me heartburn on the daily. And first and foremost, hey, United States of America, since you decided to make yourself the leading character in the continent of North America and you want to call yourselves American, but not understand that the term American goes for the whole continent. Yeah, even the Mexicans y'all claim to hate. Can you stop calling yourselves the 50 states? Because you're not 50 states. You're two countries, a handful of Commonwealth, and a scattering of fucked up, uneducated states. You are you are the confusion junction of America.
And a bunch of Marjories running around.
Jesus,
Marjories
Mary,
and Karens. Karens and Marjories. And Boberts.
At this point, we got Karens, Mary Sue Ellens, Richards, Chads, and Haley's. Stay away from me. Stay. My mouth is too vicious. If you think I give a damn, I do not. I do not. And those of y'all that were wondering why my profile picture disappeared on TikTok earlier today, I was in TikTok jail till anywho, I'm not in TikTok jail now. So when we get done with this live, as usual, I'm gonna go grab something to eat, and it's about to go down. Also, any adoptees that would like to join the monthly chat that I am about to put together, please message me on Instagram. That is the quickest and best way to get a hold of me, uh, so we can get stories out. Because last night, myself and a group of friends realized. We knew there was a problem with adoptive parents, but it went to a whole nother level tonight. So I would like to build a community where we can truly help each other. We've started that community and we are working to help one young lady now, but I'd like to expand it. So we have different hubs in different cities. So if you would like to join the conversation and help uh, build this community, please reach out to me, and we can get this started. I'm not asking anybody to speak on something that they are uncomfortable with speaking. Do not take it that way. I'm not looking to exploit anyone. None of my platforms are monetized. I do this out of the kindness of my heart. You can check the rules of every platform that I'm on. You can see I have nothing monetized. Shit, if I had it monetized, I wouldn't keep telling y'all about my merch and other services. How I legitimately make my money. And if you notice, I didn't even run a commercial tonight. So miss me with that. But if you would like to be a part of this, if you'd like to help reach out, and if you're not an adoptee, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell so you get all the updates, and just share. Even if you don't share any other podcast, at least share that one. Share that one and get the information out. I hope that y'all are sharing this one with the ginger, because he's awesome. He's amazing.
Because Cher turned back time. Oh, not that Cher.
I knew he was gonna do that.
You know, and people, please don't bring up the Bengals again. That's very sensitive. Enough said. Enough said. We know what happens. Leave the jungle alone. Cincy, they're on their way back. They're on the right track. They're building things, and Tom's gonna have a early vacation.
And any of you dirty ass Browns fans, I know you ain't talking shit. You dirty ass city bitches.
You know how the weather is up there.
Yeah, it's dusty. It's dusty. 365 days a year, 366 in leap year. Dusty and dirty.
Elon would like it there.
He would, cause he dusty than a motherfucker. But
Oh
okay,
yes.
for those of y'all who are just new to me and Chris, this is how we play around. And if y'all don't know us from our Facebook group or our banter on Facebook, this might
Yes.
be like, oh my god, this is how we get down. We really don't mean
We've been
any harm to
we've been
anybody.
this has been years
Yeah,
in a journey. Yeah, we've had a journey for years of doing
but I
this.
really do hate Cleveland. I do hate Cleveland.
Yes, and as you see, I don't usually talk about my team unless it's about us getting a new owner. So the fact that we're doing good right now and we're actually in the hunt on the NFC side, okay, I'm keeping hope alive. Hope alive for my team
Y'all
to be
also
successful, and for the ownership in the spring would be the earliest, because I know there's things coming down the pike right now. If we had enough time to talk about the whole Snyder stuff, we'd fill up a show. So
yeah, I think we're gonna dive into
because there's
Snyder
still more coming
next
out.
week.
Yeah, there's more coming out right now on that.
I'm see, the thing about it is every time
And
I
it's
think that
so,
they're done bringing
no,
information out, there's
they're
more.
not.
So I'm
They're not.
I'm waiting for there to be a cap on it.
They're not.
But hold on. Cody, baby, we love you, but we're not coming to get the snow back from you. Cody is in Utah, Chris, and Utah got all the snow that the rest of us were supposed to get. Cody, we love you. Put together an Amazon
Uh,
wish list. We'll send you some gifts, but we ain't coming to get that snow.
North Carolina does not need it. They can't drive when it's dry.
Oh, do you remember the time that I got stuck in North Carolina for an extra
Yeah,
2 days because there was
you
just a
just put
dusting of snow?
you just put a little bit of ice down there, and they're driving like it's dry. They can't see.
Yeah,
They don't know what black ice is.
and y'all, they were canceling flights, Greyhound. Like I was trying to get everything to get back home
Yeah.
because I was out of clothes. I was out of clothes, and the only place that I could go wash my clothes at, I had to like walk across black ice that they weren't salting. So I'm like,
They don't. They wait for Mother
I
Nature to try to take care of it.
so
They
I was
they wait.
like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like
Yeah.
I was so desperate, I went on to apps.
Mm-hmm.
And I was willing to get into a car with a stranger and ride because I,
Mm-hmm.
mm, 'cause
I'm
I
ready
was
to
like
go in.
I'm like
my
dirty
cabinet and
underwear or death.
I grab my sea salt out of my cabinet and go out on the side.
Pretty much. But final thoughts on the night, Chris?
uh, yeah, I'm happy I made it through without having to exit early. Wonderful, good news. Good things coming up, everybody. Monday is the release of Jan 6 committees, wrapping things up, and there's supposed to be some new evidence they're including in there. So, could be something. So, I
Yeah.
hope the DOJ takes it like a baton and goes with it, because on the other side, the strategy has always been the same: delay, delay, delay. So, it's all yours.
If you're subscribed to this channel, you know that I put up an update, the closing arguments regarding the murder of Tatiana Jefferson. The jury is deliberating. I do have a blog that will be posted in the morning. There is a asterisk and a caveat because there's one statement that I make, and I don't want people to get it twisted, that it was written and it will be posted presumably before a verdict hits. If the verdict hits before I post it, then I will make adjustments, but I will update you all immediately. Also with January 6th, I'm doing my best to stay abreast of everything with January 6th. Unfortunately, this country is such a shit show There's so much going on, and I am one person. So I just ask that you have patience and understanding. I will get you the updates as I can. If you have some extra time and you want to help me out with watching this stuff or gathering the information, it is much appreciated. And one final thing before we sign off here, and yeah, I know she's gonna kill me for this, but I don't care. I'll die happy. Cody, I said what I said and do what I said. I'm getting you a fucking Christmas gift, or I'll get you a New Year's Eve gift, but it's gonna happen. And anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you all tomorrow for Think About It Thursdays. And as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. And I'm gonna end it now before she can argue with me.
Oh boy, in July, Rand Paul, who was just re-elected into the Senate, was listed by Ukraine's Center for Countering Disinformation as an official Russian propagandist. But instead of denying these allegations, Rand Paul proceeded to call on Congress to repeal the Espionage Act just a week after it was revealed that Donald Trump had stolen top secret documents and that the DOJ found evidence of a violation of the Espionage Act at Mar-a-Lago. And then, finally, Rand Paul would be the lone senator to block a $40 billion care package aid bipartisan bill that would be sent to Ukraine. There is much more on this. I just wrote the article called Kentucky Fried Comrade. Guys, click the link. It's in my bio, and